Mm, Hey everybody, this is Momo Rants. Welcome to the channel. I hope y'all enjoyed the football game. Um, I didn't care who won this game, to be honest with you. I don't care in the future about this game. They play back. The penalties, the penalty on Cowboys tight end, they could have called that to anybody. I just think that was just a lame. It was lame. Hey, but Cowboy fans, y'all got all the calls last week to get Kansas City. Oh, what up, CZ? Nothing, just chilling, watching the game. I don't care about this game. I don't care who like that. But I'm listening to on Mark's channel. I listen to Kiss Ass Jesse. That's my boy. But I got calls I see him because every time he's in there, he kissing Mark's ass and kissing back. You're a Giants fan, and I'm in there. I'm gonna save my worth by my Washington team. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, it's a lane penalty, but let's think about this, CZ. That was a lane penalty. Momo, my guy, what's up, Mr. Mojo? You just think about it. Every play you could throw a penalty. Yeah, I think Cowboy fans don't get that. Okay. Chase Nichols, let me say this, but you said Dak is overrated. I'm an Eagles fan too. Okay, here's the thing about quarterbacks in the NFL. Here's the biggest thing about quarterbacks in the NFL. They mostly average and above average. The league had made these quarterbacks good by the rules they place when you can't touch, you can't do this, you can't do that. Same with the wide receivers. You see what do you see anybody wearing knee pads anymore? That's why these wide receivers and cornerbacks and safeties get hurt because they ain't wearing nothing to protect their knees. Your knees are gonna go. So I don't think Dak is overrated. I think that the league is overrated because they put rules in place to protect the quarterback. That's it. Oh yeah, Dak is the king. He ain't just Dak's a lot of player. He gets a lot of his yards when they losing. When they're behind for 14, 20 points, he get a bunch of yards. So it's kind of that. Um, so I just got a phone call with somebody. So that's what happened. But the Cowboys was in this. The Cowboys, see, this is what I don't like. I'm listening to Mark because I got off Mark Chuck. I couldn't stand Jesse anymore. I just couldn't do it anymore over there. I just couldn't. I mean, Jesse just kissing Mark's ass and kissing the Cowboy fans' ass. I'm over there. I'm not kissing nobody's ass and saying "Kumbaya" to everybody in there. I'm going. No offense to no female or no male. If you don't know football, please stop talking about like you know it. Eagles fans, y'all know that the Detroit Lions offense is much better than y'all offense because they got too many weapons. They have a high power offense. For a Cowboy fan on Mark's channel to say to me, hey, we just when I said, hey, the Lions offense is a much better offense and they can score more points than the Eagles. They said, I don't see the point. That's the point. It's not going to be easy because y'all can't stop. Because y'all can't stop. They just can't. And let me say this about the cornerback Rivera. They praise this man, talking about we getting him back and do this. We gonna get him that. You can see he can't cover. He can't cover nobody out the infield. He can't cover. And Mark and the rest of the Cowboy Nation. Mark is like a cult leader. Whatever he says, they believe, but that MVP bullshit. Dak Prescott would never be the MVP. I call him I'll give him the MVP of stat padding. He's the biggest stat padding among some other quarterbacks I can name right now. He's stat pad. He does what he do. What they call that? Empty calories. A bunch of yards don't mean anything. He got another 300 yards. Didn't mean anything. And the other hand, let's talk about Flournoy. He was open. He was on that target. Yes, Nichols. Yes, Nichols. That's what it is. And I'm not knocking quarterbacks who does that. Hey, that's how you get paid. You get your check. Or every player in the NFL should get guaranteed contracts. I hear people say, "Oh no, that would hurt the league." No, it won't. The league is worth hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars. This league ain't going nowhere. You ain't gonna hurt. Y'all don't want to give them money because y'all already destroyed the union. This union, the NFL union, ain't about some bullshit. But getting back to the Cowboys and the Lions, Goff looked too comfortable in the pocket. Once he got a rhythm, it's over with. Once he got a rhythm, it was over with. This game potentially was over because he got a rhythm. He was throwing ball. That one pass, they didn't get first. They didn't get a guy dropped the ball or whatever, and the field goal got blocked. This game basically was over at halftime. Then to me, it was over halftime because I didn't feel like the Cowboys' offensive line did very well. They was garbage. They couldn't stop them. I think Dak got sacked 4, maybe 5 times a night. You can't have that. No, I don't think you're looking at Detroit. I just think Detroit is Dan Campbell focused on this game. When you hear a coach before the game and during the week say that I respect the Cowboys defense, I respect that offense out there, he got a plan. He was just throwing compliments to the Cowboys. He was just doing all kind because he didn't want no bulletin material. So the Cowboys, okay, they came in the game. CD is a diva. So when CD ain't getting the ball, he's a little jelly. So like I always say, every play is a penalty. Cowboy fans, stop saying, okay, yeah, it was a bullshit call. You might say it was a bullshit and like that. But okay, what about the other thing? What about other things? You can, because they was ticking-tacking Detroit too. It was some bad calls on Detroit, I felt. So both sides got the officials throwing flags. Ain't nobody fixing no games. People need to stop all the bullshit about games being fixed, because the games would be fixed, you wouldn't put all your emphasis on the game. You wouldn't be upset. You wouldn't be emotional in a loss or close to a win. You wouldn't pay money. You wouldn't go to buy the uniforms. You wouldn't buy the jerseys. You wouldn't go to tickets and go to a game. You wouldn't sit there and go and get ready and grill out during the game. This is what it is. This game was a typical playoff type of game in a typical fashion that can't get the win. Oh yeah, I agree with you. But when the pressure's on Dak, he can't deliver. This was a playoff game. Could they last? Including this game, was a playoff game. They beat Kansas City because Kansas City ain't the same Kansas City team. They not. That's just not. They not. They're not the same Kansas City team. They beat the Eagles because the OC, offensive coordinator for the Eagles, sucked and he's horrible. Now I heard that he got egged. Some fans were so upset and egged his house. That's a little too much. Eagles fans, I know it's Philadelphia. Sometimes they act different. I don't get it like that. So I don't get that. I just watching the interception, the bounce off, and the guy almost scored a touchdown. Okay, Cowboys would have been better off getting Baker Mayfield for cheap for the same results, and Dak is making top 5 quarterback money as elite. Yeah, that's just crazy. The game was a typical. Okay, let me say something about. I was listening in the chat what this young lady said. I don't know, it was Tiara or Kiki. I forget which one in Mark's channel, saying that. That's when they were talking about Bland, and he got paid early, and you don't pay players early. This is results where you pay players early. That's not true. You do pay these players early because you're going to lose players. You're going to lose the best one. The Dallas Cowboys did not want to lose Michael Parsons. That's a man. I don't know why you don't. They did it because they had to. So why are we not signing the? Why haven't they signed the kicker? You got the best kicker in the NFL. Y'all should be signing them. Why y'all pussyfooting around over somebody and you extend them? Most teams don't do this. The Cowboys don't do it. You do sign players early to get them locked in. That's what good organizations do. Bad organizations don't or don't. I don't know. Jerry know. He claimed he know how to negotiate. Not really. I don't think Jerry is like, hey, hey, it's me, Jerry. It's me. Give me a discount. And no player should give no owner a discount. Pay the man what it was worth. If he's worth $47-50 million, hey, do what you got to do. But this game was not on Dak Prescott per se. It was on the offensive line. Couldn't stop a nosebleed because they was getting a lot of pressure on Dak early on. They was making him look for his Floyd Noy. He was open a lot. He was the main target tonight because Pickens couldn't get really open, and St. Pete, whatever his name, he was that slant was killing the Cowboys when he was in the game. He was killing them. They couldn't stop the slant. They just couldn't like that. And so, that being said, the Cowboys lost the game over the offensive line and the defense. I can't blame Dak for it, but Dak does what he always do. Get empty calories when they get behind and get all these yards, and the announcers praise him. Dak is not an MVP candidate. He will never be an MVP candidate because he put up empty calories, yards, and garbage time, and when they was behind. So they scored 30 points again. The Lions, I thought they sort of scored 50 burger on them personally. Missed opportunity. The Cowboys were lucky they didn't get 50 points. John, you could drop 44 points on that defense. Everybody said, "Oh, the defense is better. We got this big defensive tackle. He from the Jets. He up there spires us on. He was down 21-0 to the Eagles. We gonna do this. We them boys. We got two defensive tackles are really good. Did it help your guys today? Because y'all was getting on those two defensive tackles was getting blocked. They was getting blocked. Okay, I just don't know why why these Cowboy fans do this to themselves and get excited, and then the downfall come. You better beat Minnesota next week. Now I'm a diehard Washington fan. Eagles fans, I don't know what to say. Eagle fans, I don't know what to say to you. I think Washington's going to split with y'all. And I think we can beat the Cowboys. Because I think Jaden Daniels is going to play next week. Hopefully he won't get too hurt. Maybe he won't get hurt at all, and we'll be ready because I hope they got some plays, not him run the ball a lot. But, sometimes you can't do that. But at the end of the day, the Cowboys lose. Dak played like Dak does when he gets behind, throw a bunch of empty calories, garbage time. Any Cowboy fan now, they're going to blame the referees. They're going to say the game was fixed. They're going to say the game was scripted, rigged, whatever. No, they're not. Games are never rigged. So I just got one question, all Cowboy fans and all fans of football. If you believe games are fixed, why do you watch it? I heard the word entertainment by this stupid guy, Jay Smooth. Entertainment. Well, why you spend your money? Why, if the games are fixed, why you waste your money? Why you get subscription service and like that? Because I'm an entertainer. And now football, let me explain to those who don't know. In a football game basically and maybe it's 5, maybe 8 big plays in a game. Basically, it's in a football game. You gonna sit there and watch a lot of running plays, a lot of this play, a lot of that plays, that kind of plays. But there's not a whole lot of exciting plays in a football game. It's boring when you break it down. Football, a football game doesn't have a whole lot of play, a whole lot of exciting plays. With the average, what, 50 to 70 plays in a game, and only maybe 8 to 12 of them are exciting. So football is boring in the sense, and in that sense. So I'm just what I'm telling you. So those who believe that crap, shut the fuck up. Get on with your life, and you. That's what I say. But I just wanted to comment on this game, guys. I just thought this was crazy, crazy. So end of the day, we good. Have a good one. And anybody who haven't joined my stream, join my channel, click the like button and subscribe. Peace.